Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this video serves as an update to my best fully upgraded cars series where I take all vehicles in GTA 5 around the circuit to find the best to use for racing. In this video we're revisiting 4 of the vehicles from the Cunning Stunts update because from the Bikers update they were changed, they were patched. Basically, these 4 vehicles had something different about them and I talked about this in a previous video. I'll leave a link to that everywhere if you want to go and watch that because it does explain it in depth. But basically, the Omnis, the ETR1, the Tyrus and the RE7B all had a brand new aspect to them called downforce. Now the problem with that is that the intended function of that was that they wouldn't get the increase in traction that you normally get from a spoiler, and that's why when you add a different spoiler on any of these vehicles in Los Santos Customs you don't see that traction bar increase like you do with everything else. The problem that they did is that the Rockstar left in that traction bonus even though they weren't meant to, so these cars were quicker than what they should have been. So I've gone back and retested them since the Bikers update, since they fixed it in the Bikers update. I've gone back and retested them. As you can see, we've got the Omnis with a 107.6, that's about 1 second per lap slower than what it was, but that's not too big of a deal. The Omnis only got a small increase in terms of traction from the downforce and things like that, so it's not too big of a change for the Omnis. The bigger change comes from the 3 supercars. First up in 3rd place here is the Tyrus. That is now the 7th quickest supercar in the game with a 102.2, that's just behind the Zentorno. That used to have a lap time of 59 seconds. Both the Tyrus and the ETR1 used to have lap times of 59 seconds when they had this downforce aspect and the traction from the spoiler acting on them. Now the only thing that gives them extra traction is this downforce stat in the handling files, and basically that means that they don't do very well at slow speed corners, but they do well at higher speed corners. The quicker that you go, the better grip that they will have. But because they don't have that double effect now, it has brought their lap times all down. In 2nd place here we do have the ETR1 with a 101.7. That is a very good lap time in its own right. The ETR1 is very easy to drive as well, steps out a lot less than the Tyrus, and it's a very smooth experience to drive this car. Again, it doesn't get the traction benefit from the spoiler, so you can have any spoiler that you want on any of these vehicles and you will get the same effect. You don't need to have a different one. You can even remove the spoiler and nothing will change. But it puts itself into 3rd place in the supercars class now. It's, like I said, this used to get a lap time of 59 seconds. Now it's more standard with the other supercars. But still, the best supercar in the game is the RE7B. This used to get a lap time of 57 seconds. That has been brought down to 1 minute 0.6. But that means that it is the only vehicle, the only car I should say, it's the only car in the game that gets a 1 minute lap time. Everything else is 1 minute 1 or above. So the RE7B, if you have the confidence to use it and get that the cornering speeds out of it in those high speed corners, it is still the quickest vehicle in the game around a regular circuit because it's got incredible amounts of downforce and it's just very quick. Doesn't have the best acceleration, doesn't have the best top speed, but in terms of cornering ability it is the best in terms of high speed cornering. Does suffer in the low speed corners, but that's just like I said, because of this downforce only works in high speed corners, and it's not getting the mechanical grip that it used to get from the traction, which is what made these cars so overpowered in the first place. So the lap times of all these cars have been brought down, but they are still very competitive, and it has made the supercars class a little bit more balanced again because there's a lot more different vehicles that can be used. The ETR1 is still a good option, in 3rd place there for the supercars class, but ultimately the RE7B is still the king in supers, just not quite by as much as what it used to be. So that's just a quick explanation of what happened and the changes that we saw to these 4 vehicles when we got the Bikers DLC. Like I said, I have covered all of this in great detail in a previous video. I will link that. Go watch that if you want to get more information, and then you'll quite easily understand once watching that video what they've changed. And basically they've just removed the traction bonus from spoilers because these cars didn't need it because they had an extra aspect of downforce which all of the cars in the game don't have. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry it's taken so long to get this testing done, but we'll see what happens with the import-export DLC when that comes and how the supercars in that DLC change the order around a little bit. Obviously stay tuned for that and make sure you're subscribed, but we've now finally got everything tested and up to date. So thank you guys so much for the support as always, and I'll see you next time.